Hello everyone. Again, we are going to start with chapter number 1, which is known as word formation process. In derivation, you learned about what is prefix and what is suffixes. But again, I am repeating to make sure that you understand it very well. So what do you mean by prefix? Are a syllable or a group of syllable added to the beginning of the word. I've already explained you earlier when to the root word you add something before the word is starting at the beginning, then it is known as prefix. Prefix helps to add complexity to English language and make it possible to create new word that was easily understood by speakers everywhere. Understanding a few prefix example will help you to apply logic to new word and decode them appropriately. So whenever match the following, or whenever there is a test of your vocabulary, if you are clear with the meaning of the root word, then you can easily identify the meaning of the new words which are formed from that word, right? Like for example, consider the prefix d. This prefix means to undo something, right? So whenever there is d before any word, that means you are undoing that thing. So usually, for example, take the word active, and when you put D before activate, then it becomes what? Deactivate. So you are undoing something, right? You are undoing what you have activated first. So which means to take something out of use. Likewise, adding D to the other verb reverses their original meaning, as in decompose and devalue. So decompose, devalue, that means undoing something. So prefixes, when you know the root word, you can easily identify when prefixes are added to that word. So the meaning of the new word can be easily identified for to you. Now NT. So what is the meaning of NT? So anti means against, opposite, right? Example, antidote. So it is the opposite of the dote, antidote, antipathy, antibody, antibiotic, right? So opposite of anything, you add anti to it. Antivirus, right? So something which is opposite to the virus, which is fighting against the virus, then it is known as antivirus, right? Anti-corruption bureau. So opposite to the corruption, anti-corruption bureau. So first you know that anti means something which is against and opposite. Right? Here you can see again if you want to add, right, contra, that again means a opposite and against something. So contradict. So I don't agree to what you are saying. Contradicted, right? Contrarian, right? These all word means opposite to something, right? Against something. Then the another example I can give you, circum, which means around. So when you say circumcircle, circumstances, circumnavigate, circumscribe, circumvent. So everything means something which is around, right? Then come, co, con, that means with or together. Coexist, something which is existing today, with, together. Contact, so you are together. Commiserate, again you are with, together, right? So all these, when co is added, that means with or together, right? That word is related to that meaning. Semi means half, as you can see. Semiconductor, semester, so half of the year is semester. Semi retarded, so you are not retiring completely, you are semi retarded. Sub means below, so submarine, so one which is below in the water. Subpar, subjugate, right? Post means after. Post date, post war, after the war. Postscript, after the script is over, something which is added after that, right? Pre means before, like prefix is adding the word before the word is begin. Preliminary, preschool, so before the school is starting, you, whatever you do with your children, preschool, when you take admission in preschool, so it is before the school start, you have to learn something, then it is taught to you in preschool. Preliminary, before the exam taken. Preliminary, before, right? So that's how you can identify the new words, what they mean. So what are suffixes? Suffixes are the letters or group letters added to the ending of the word to change their meaning or function. The useful shape-shifting tools can be as small as S, ED, or can be larger addition like ATION or IOUS. Like prefixes, there are many suffixes used in English language to create rich vocabulary. The suffixes change the meaning or grammatical function of the base word or root word. For example, by adding suffix like er, est will change the word to adjective. You create the comparative founder and the superlative as foundest. So you can also change the words. Uh, is it either comparative form of word or superlative form of word? Like you might have studied tall, taller, tallest. Take the suffix ist. By adding this word to the word, you have changed the word to describe a person who performs or practice something, right? Like for example, when I say artist, I've added ist to the art. So the person who knows art is known as artist, one who is skilled to do art, right? That's how psychologists, so one who studies, not studies, but one, the person who is practicing studying mind is known as psychologist, the person who is studying psychology or person who has studied psychology. So when you talk about the person who is performing particular skill, then you add ist, right? Gynecologist, artist, right? Let's look at the verb read. The verb can be turned into a noun by adding suffix like er, reader. So it is changed to noun. When you add er to any word, it is changed to noun, right? So likewise, by adding suffix able, the verb read now becomes adjective. So when you add able to any word, it becomes adjective, right? Readable, capable, right? So here you can see there are different kind of suffixes which are added, right? Like engaged in something, associated with something. When you add double er, volunteer, engineer, one who is engaged in engineering, right? Volunteer, one who volunteers himself to do certain activity, one who wants to engage himself in activity. Like when you add er, so someone who performs an action, for example engineer, one who studying engineering and who has become an engineer. Dancer, one who is performing dance, right? Teacher, one who is performing or one who is teaching someone, right? So that person is known as teacher. So you can add ist and er, right? Both suffixes are utilized to identify or to symbolize a person. IUN. So the action or process, for example, celebration, opinion, decision, revision. So it is an action when you are revising something again and again. Celebration, that is also an action, decision, right? ITY, a state or a condition. Probability is a condition. Equality, abnormality, civility, right? So that is state or condition. MENT, action or a result. Improvement, so it is a result. Retirement, movement, right? Establishment, so it is an action or a result. When you add NESS, so it is a state. Happiness is a state of mind. Fondness, awareness, kindness, or a quality, right? Kindness is a quality, darkness is a state, that is a particular state, right? So that's how suffixes will add to change the word from noun to adjective, adjective to noun, noun to verb. Anything can be done by adding suffixes to the word, right? There are few more examples like past tense form of verb, you add ed, laughed, climbed, called, missed, right? When you add en, soften, fasten, lengthen, strengthen, so something which is becoming, it is strengthening, so it is becoming more strengthened, lengthen, fasten, soften, er, so you know faster, bigger, fuller, longer, action on a process, making an adjective. So now we learn about synonyms. So English language will also have different kind of synonyms, right? For example, one word will have other words also which have the same meaning. Like for example, Synonym is a word, morpheme, or a phrase that means exactly or nearly the same as another word. So one word might have a different word which has the same meaning, right? Like, I'll just give you an example. Synonyms means the words like begin and start are same. The both of them means to start something, commence, initiate. All these things have similar meaning, so that's why they are known as synonyms, right? So synonyms when words have same meaning. Now, examples like ability, capability, competence, skill. These words have same meaning, like achieve, attain, accomplish, realize, reach. Angry, furious, irate, livid. Appreciate, cherish, treasure, value. Baffle, bewilder, confuse, perplex, puzzle. Beautiful, attractive, pretty, lovely, stunning. Bossy, controlling, domineering, overbearing. Although, besides, though, but. Challenge, dispute, question. Cold, chilly, chilled, wintry. So these all words which are listed right together, they have the same meaning or the meaning which is nearer to that word, right? So that's why they are known as synonyms. Now, what do you mean by antonyms? So these are antonyms means opposite of that word. For example, if I'm saying that this thing is cold, then the opposite of it will be hot, right? So when you are writing, if you have asked antonyms, you have to write the opposite of the word, right? So synonyms and antonyms are exactly opposite, right? Like boy, girl, off, on, night, day, entrance, exist, exterior, interior, true, false, dead, alive, push, pull, pass, fail, right? So these antonyms are opposite to each other. Then there are relational antonyms also, like husband, wife, right? Doctor, patient, servant, master, borrow, lend, receive, give, right? Predator, prey, buy, sell, instructor, pupil. So these are ship antonyms. Then there are grade, like for example, young, lower grade, elder, opposite, higher grade, like hard, easy, happy, wistful, wise, foolish, fat, slim, warm, cool, early, late, fast, slow, dark, pale, right? So these are also antonyms. So this is how you study the antonym, synonym, and we have done different kind of word formation process in this chapter, like compounding, blending, clipping, coining, creative respelling, derivation. So all these word formation process we have studied in this chapter number 1, word formation process, where synonyms, antonyms, how to add prefixes, suffixes, how it will change the meaning of the word, how it will change from noun to verb, verb to adjective, right? We do also do an exercise of that so that it will be more clear to you. So first, just go through the whole video. Chapter 1, unit word formation process, understand each and every type of word formation process, and then go for the exercise. Thank you for watching this video.